Well, hello guys, welcome back in my kitchen. I'm your host, Luke Volz, amateur chef and real estate professional. Today I'm going to go over my 3 favorite fall drinks with you that are perfect for this time of year. As you know, season's starting to change. We're going to start to see the cooler weather, be able to cozy up next to a fire, and maybe even wear a hoodie here soon, and I'm super excited for that. So the first drink that I'm going to go over with you guys is what a lot of people like to call a hot toddy. It's one of my personal favorites. I love it in the evening times, and I hope you guys do too. So what you're going to need for ingredients is your favorite type of bourbon. Doesn't matter which kind, whichever one you prefer. You're going to need some apple cider or spiced cider, and you're going to need some tea bags. I like to use just kind of a breakfast tea, but again, you can use whichever kind you want. So the first step in the process of making a hot toddy is we've got to get the cider essentially to kind of a rolling boil, and we got to get our tea steeping. So you can do this on a stove, you can do it in a microwave. I'm going to do it on a stove today, and we're going to put roughly 4 cups or so onto the stove, and we're going to get that boiling. Now once this comes to a rolling boil, as you guys know, we're going to turn it off and we're going to put the tea in and we're going to let it steep for about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay guys, the cider has steeped. Now we're ready to put the drink together. Now you can serve this really in any kind of glass that you want. I personally like to use kind of a coffee cup or a mug. Helps keep it a little bit warm longer. So you're going to grab your bourbon. You're going to add however much you want, probably about 1 ounce to 2 ounces or so. And then you want to be really careful because we're going to pour the hot cider mix right over the bourbon. Oh my gosh, the smells coming off of this bring me right back to fall. Talk about hay rides, corn mazes, all the fun things. And the best part, let's give it a taste. That is the perfect fall drink. If you've got family and friends over, if you're hosting game night or anything in the fall, this is what you need to be making for people. All right, on to the next drink. My second most favorite fall drink is what I like to call a Campfire Mule. Now what you're gonna need for a Campfire Mule is, again, either your favorite whiskey or bourbon. You're gonna need some maple syrup, you're gonna need some ginger beer, and you're gonna need some fresh lemon juice, and then marshmallows to kind of garnish it in the end. So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your glass, you're gonna put some ice in it, and then you're gonna put roughly about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of your whiskey or bourbon. And don't be shy if you accidentally put a little too much like I just did. You're gonna do a squeeze of 1/2 of a lemon. And I truly think that this lemon is what really makes this super delicious and fresh. Make sure not to catch any seeds in there. And you're gonna add a little bit of maple syrup. You're probably looking at about 1/2 ounce or so of maple syrup. Now when you use maple syrup, you wanna be a little bit more shy with it in the beginning because it is very sweet. Once you have those ingredients in your glass, you're gonna give it a quick stir. Make sure all those flavors start to meld and mix together. The smell in the kitchen today with that lemon is delicious. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna top it off with your favorite brand of ginger beer. And then, once you have your drink together, if you want to be extra fancy, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a marshmallow, you're gonna make it perfectly roasted, and you can set it right on top. Time for the best part, taste test. It's energizing in my mouth. That's the only way I can explain it. You get the essence of fall with the maple syrup, tanginess of the lemon, the sparkliness of the ginger beer, and then you've got the bourbon on the back end. That is a fantastic drink for fall. Now, on to my third and one of my most favorites. The third and final drink is a Pumpkin Pie Martini. Ultimately, another one of my favorites that I'm super excited to share with you today as we wrap up my top 3 fall recipes for my favorite drinks. So a couple things that you're gonna need. You're gonna need maple syrup, you're gonna need a pumpkin puree and pumpkin spice, 1/2 and 1/2, a martini glass, whipped cream for on top. You're gonna need a drink shaker. and then you're going to need a whipped vodka. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your shaker, you want to put ice in it. This one I've already got ice in. And you're going to add roughly about 2 ounces of the whipped vodka. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can eyeball this. If you want it to be a little bit stronger, add a little bit more. If you want it to be a little bit lighter, add a little bit less. Once you add your vodka, you're going to want 2 tablespoons roughly of pumpkin puree. Oh my gosh, that smells delicious. You're going to add roughly 2 dashes of pumpkin pie spice, and then you're going to add about 3 ounces of half and half. All right. Put the top on, hit it down. You want to make sure it's nice and tight, because now you're going to give it a good couple shakes. And I'm not a bartender, I'm not a mixologist. This turns out perfect every single time I make it, so I know it'll turn out really good for y'all as well. Once it's nice and mixed, oop, got a little bit coming out of the top there. It's already ready to come out. You want to take your martini glass, and the maple syrup is for really a garnishment. So you're going to run the rim with maple syrup, and then what I did is I dipped it into crushed graham cracker. You're going to pour it right in on top. Oh, I love me a good martini. I don't know about y'all. Martinis are some of my favorite. Now time for the taste test. That is Thanksgiving dessert in a glass. Tastes just like a fresh pumpkin pie came out of the oven. Has a little kick on the back end. And then of course, if you want, totally forgot about this, but if you want to add a little bit of whipped cream on top, you can do that too. Absolutely delicious, super easy to make all 3 drinks. I challenge you guys, share these with your family and friends at your next gathering this holiday season. I know you're gonna wow them. They're very easy to make. And as you can see, a lot of the ingredients kind of go with all 3. So you can offer maybe all 3 at a party. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Be on the lookout for the next video of In the Kitchen with your host, Luke Volz.